First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Karat coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, There Shall Be Famines, Pestilences, and Earthquakes in Divers Places. Now, I'm sure you've heard last week there was an earthquake in Morocco, and the death toll is approximately at this point, I believe to be 2,500 people that have died. And of course, all of this is scriptural, and it's letting us know that we are indeed in the last hour, all right? Before Yahweh Shai is going to be coming back to reign as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, to extract the elect, the 1/3 of the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered about the whole world, and to destroy Babylon, America. So we know this is the beginning. More of these things are happening. Several months ago, there was an earthquake in Turkey that killed, I believe, a couple thousand as well, maybe a little bit more. Now you have this earthquake in Morocco. And then I believe yesterday you had flooding in Libya. And it's estimated that 10,000 people may be dead. So indeed, Yahweh is showing his power through nature, that he controls everything. Now, whether or not these are man-made things that have happened, because of course, you know, Esau has a thing called HARP where he can affect the weather. And I'm sure he has something that can affect the earth and shake the ground. Also, he has something called DEW, a direct energy weapon that he can initiate from the sky and the satellites, you see. And so it's believed that this happened in Maui, all right, that he utilized a weapon called DEW, a direct energy weapon, to start the fires in Maui. And I forgot about that. Also, you had the fires in Maui that killed hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't know what the final number was, but they didn't find a lot of people. So you can see that we're coming up on the end, you see, and Yahweh is showing his true power. So that's a sign for us that are part of the hopeful elect to gird up our loins, get our minds ready, continue to be circumspect, which means look around you, watch, pray, walk in the spirit to the best of your ability. Of course, rehearse the righteous acts, call on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to be saved in these rough times that are coming. And as you know, here in America, we're going to get the famines. We're going to get the pestilences in diverse places as well. And diverse means diverse places around the world. Now, we know famine means scarcity of harvest, food, hunger. And as you know, when these things happen, you have that going on, okay? When somebody is affected by an earthquake or a flood, you're going to have food problems, you see? You're going to have scarcity of food, all right? You're going to have a scarcity of water and resources. And that brings about pestilence and disease, you see? Bacteria developing and various things like that. So let's get into some scriptures to back this up. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1. And Yahweh Shai went out and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him for to shew him the building of the temple. Verse 2. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now Yahweh Shai, he was referring to the abomination of desolation, which happened approximately 70 AD, when Jerusalem Okay, the temple was destroyed, and the Romans came in and drove out over 1 million Hebrew Israelites. And at that time, most of them were from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And 1 million Hebrew Israelites fled into Africa, parts of India, parts of Asia Minor, and parts of Europe, you see, and many more were killed. So that's what Yahushua was referring to at that point, okay? Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of the world? So they were asking him, what signs will we have that the end of the world is coming? Meaning the end of Esau's world, all right? Because Jacob has next the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans scattered about the whole world. We got next, all right? Esau's world is crumbling brick by brick, step by step, and the curses are actually falling upon him more and more now, and they're being lifted slightly from us. Now the big lifting of the curses will come, of course, on the day of the Lord when Yahushua comes back with those chariots, with the angels. He's going to extract the 1/3 elect of Israel who have hearkened to this word, all right, who have believed on his name. And the 2/3 that don't make it, of the Hebrew Israelites who didn't hearken to this word, they're going to be born, during that reign of the 1/3 elect with Yahushua for 1,000 years. They'll be born in the kingdom as babies through the loins of the 1/3. So indeed, all of Israel will be saved. But the first group of people that are going to be saved on this side will be the 1/3 elect, all right? So the end of this world, like I said, is Esau's world. And Jacob's world is next, the world of the Hebrew Israelites, with Yahushua in rulership as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, with King David as the earthly king, the 144,000 as the administration, and the 1/3 multitude. You see, they're going to get it started. But Esau's world is crumbling brick by brick. Let's read Matthew 24 and verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. And you have that going on now with some of these false prophets, and the way some of them are acting as if they are Yahushua. We have one, Bishop Nathaniel, all right, who came up on a high horse during the Passover. And even Yahushua didn't come into Jerusalem on a horse. He came on a coat, an ass, a donkey. Okay? And so that showed you how humble Yahushua was. But this Bishop Nathaniel of IUIC came up on a high horse, almost like signifying that he is great as Yahushua, which we know you're not near Yahushua. But like he said here, many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, okay, the Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And that's going to be the 2/3 of our people who are going to fall for anything. You see, Matthew 24 and verse 6. And this is the main point of the lesson. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right, so we're in that time. You got wars going on that the media isn't even telling you about. You have things going on in Haiti. You have things going on in certain African countries. Of course, you have Ukraine and Russia going at it. So you'll hear of wars and rumors of wars. And we know we have the final war, the war of Armageddon, you see, in which Russia and her allies, Russia, China, India, okay, your Middle Eastern countries, Iran, Iraq, are going to be building up arms to go against Babylon, America, okay, the NATO nations, the EU, etc. All right. So we know those wars, wars and rumors of wars are letting us know that we are indeed in the last days, and is a sign of the coming of Yahushua very, very soon. So let's continue. Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. So you have nation rising against nation. You have China and Russia coming up against Babylon, America. You have the BRIC nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, and China, coming up with their own currency, devaluing the American dollar, all right, working with each other and negating the power of the American dollar, which is going to make America very weak. You see, it's going to make the American dollar virtually worthless. And then you're going to have an increase in food. And that's when you're going to start having the stores being robbed and mobbed. Then you're going to have the famine, all right? You're going to have some pestilence going on. And that's when Esau, so-called white man, the elites of the Edomites, are going to bring about their plan of the MOTB, even though that plan is really Yahweh. Yahweh controls the left and the right. That's in Isaiah 45:7. I create evil, I create good. So he controls both sides, both dynamics, you see. So really, Esau is being directed to bring about the MOTB spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17 by Yahweh. It's his will. We're all just robots in his big movie production. That's all we are. That's all we are, okay? He wrote a script and he has the actors playing the various roles. You have the 1/3 hopeful elect, and we say hopeful elect in humility, and then you also have the 2/3 of our people that aren't going to get it, and then you have, of course, the Edomites, so-called white men, the devil, our adversary, and then you have the sons of men, the other nations, all right? The Hamites, so-called Africans, the Moabites, so-called Chinese, you see, the Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs. So everybody is playing their role as directed by Yahweh. He's the great director, the ultimate director. We are all just following his script, so to speak. But anyway, like I said, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and that's being set up right now. All right. And like I said, once these things hit Babylon, America, that's when you'll have Esau say, well, I can solve that problem. Okay. I can solve the problem of these stores getting robbed. Okay. Losing money every year. So they're setting that up. All these stores, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Walmart, are saying we're losing millions of dollars. You see? So they're going to set up the RFID chip, the radio frequency identification device, spoken of in Revelation 13, 16, and 17, to put in your forehead or your hand. And if you accept it, you're going to be killed. You see? You're going to burn in a lake of fire on the day of the Lord. Okay? And the elect will not be food. The 1/3 elect of the Hebrew Israelites will not be food and will not take that CHIP in their forehead or their hand. And some of us who don't take that will be put in prison. Some of us will be beheaded, executed, but you're going to receive a crown of life. So everything is being set up. You see, everything is being set up. And like I said, the ultimate director is Yahweh. Let's read this again, Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All right, so that's happening right now. Earthquake in Morocco. All right, you had an earthquake in Turkey not too long ago. All right, you have the flooding in Libya. You had the fires in Maui not too long ago. So things are happening in diverse places all around the world. Not to mention, you don't hear about all the earthquakes happening. There are like literally thousands of earthquakes happening, some of them smaller than some of the ones, in Morocco and Turkey, which were bigger, but they're happening all over the world more than ever. There's more earthquakes happening than any other time in the history of the earth, you see? So Matthew 24 and verse 8. all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're just at the beginning, like I said. All right. So everything is being set up by Yahweh. And of course, that plan of Esau, well, really Yahweh, but he's going to use Esau to bring about that MOTB. And that's going to be a time of testing, spoken of in Revelation 3 and chapter 10, the hour of temptation. You see, many of our people are going to give in. They're going to say, how am I going to eat? How am I going to survive? All right. And they're going to try to save their life instead of losing their life. So if you try to save your life, you're going to lose your life. But if you lose your life, you don't care about your possessions. You don't care about Babylon America. Okay. You're not going to give into their image, the NWO. You're not going to give into the beast, which is the modern Roman Empire, Babylon America. You're not going to take the mark, which is the CHIP. All right. If you don't give into that, then you're going to receive a crown of life, whether you're executed on this side, okay, or whether you are here on the day of the Lord and the chariots come, you're going to be beamed up as part of the 1/3 elect. Now, speaking of the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? So we're just at the beginning of sorrows. And then once you have that MOTB that's going to be implemented, then you're going to have Jacob's trouble, in which they're going to come after those who don't take that MOTB, you see, which is going to be the 1/3 elect of the Hebrew Israelites. You're going to have purges. You're going to have martial law. You're going to have concentration camps. You're going to have all these things going on. And then you're going to have World War III that's going to pop up with the nations of Russia, China, you see, India, the Middle Eastern countries, some African countries coming up against Babylon America and the EU, all right, and NATO. So that's going to be the War of Armageddon. And then in the midst of that, you're going to have nuclear bombs, missiles coming from Russia and other nations coming to Babylon America. This place is going to be a lake of fire from that. And the laser fire from when Yahweh Shai and the angels come in the midst of that, okay, in those chariots. Esau calls them UFOs, you see? So this place is going to be a lake of fire, all right? So all that stuff is going to be going on. And if you're not part of the 1/3 elect that gets beamed up in those chariots, you're going to die. You're going to burn in a lake of fire. If you're 2/3, if you're the sons of men, if you're the sons of wicked, the Edomites, you're going to burn, all right? But like I said, the 2/3 of the Israelites that don't make it on this side, they will be born through the loins of the 1/3 in the kingdom as babies. So indeed, all of Israel is going to be saved in the end. It's just going to happen in two parts. So on that note, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash. I hope this lesson was edifying to you. Shalom.